Sadly, Francis Au passed away on June 29, 2018. So let's fold something in his memory. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fold his lovebirds. I'll use a square sheet of paper with a side length of 20 centimeters or 7 7/8 of an inch. And the finished model is then about 10 centimeters or 3 15/16 of an inch wide and about 8.75 centimeters or 3 7/16 of an inch high. As this is a color change model, the paper should have a different color on the reverse and the front. And for a model with white birds and a red heart, we're going to start with the white side up and crease edge to edge. Then unfold and bring the raw edges to the crease you just created. Unfold completely, rotate and repeat. Now unfold only the bottom flap and then bring in the sides along the existing crease lines. Next, we're going to crease these diagonals right here. So we're going to bring this point over to that point, creating a nice edge right here where the crease ends. And also form a nice point right here. Make a strong crease, unfold, and repeat in the other direction. Unfold, and you can keep this flap folded. Now we're going to make an inside reverse fold, making this valley fold into a mountain fold so that you can see this diamond shape right here, and then fold it down like this. And we want to make that happen on the other side too, so we're going to flip this over, pull out this paper, and again make this valley fold into a mountain fold until you see that diamond shape. Then fold that diamond shape in half, and now we have these two flaps right here. We're going to make these into the squares that will form the cranes. For this, we're first going to take this point and bring it over to that point, making a diagonal right here, and adding a crease before then flattening this down, bringing this edge to that edge, forming a nice point right here. Make a strong crease and then repeat on this side. First bring this point over to that point, then add that crease right here, and then flatten to make a nice precise point right here. Add a crease, and then we have something like this. You can see these two flaps here, and this is what it looks like from the bottom. Then we're going to bring this point over to that point, again forming a diagonal crease right there, and then go inside here. I'm just going to lift this so you can see, and add a crease right there. And when you have that, you can then flatten this down into a nice square, which we can use to form one crane. And now let's do this on the other side to form the square for the second crane. Again, bring down, add that hidden crease, and then flatten down to reveal the square. Like this. I'm going to zoom in now so that you can more closely see how to fold the cranes. For this, we're going to take this edge right here and bring it to the diagonal for a pre-creasing. Add a strong crease as there are multiple layers, and do the same on this side and also on this square. Next, unfold and inside reverse fold so that the valley fold on the top layer turns into a mountain fold. As you can see here, I'm pushing this paper inside like this. And same on the other side. And repeat on this square. Next we want to fold the center of a bird base, and for this we need two small diagonals right here that start in the intersection of these two creases. For this we're going to lift this up, and it will quite naturally want to hit that intersection because the paper is weaker there. So let's just pinch it in place a little, and then we're going to align this crease line right here with that one right there to get the correct angle. So we're just going to check for that crease line, which is right there, and we're going to bring it to that crease line right there. So first get that start point, and then the rest, and then pinch to form that crease, and then do the same in the other direction. First catching the point and then aligning it so that you get the correct angle. Like this. Now we're going to have mountain folds along these 3 creases, so I'm just going to go inside here and push the paper up and inside, and then with my thumb press here so that we can force those valley folds we just prepared into mountain folds. Can you see that happening? And you might even want to pinch it a little. And then I'm going to go in here and soften that paper so that it more easily goes into a 3-dimensional shape. You will see these crease lines right here and they're going to end up as valley folds. So I'm going to take this and push it up so that very naturally a valley fold will form here, and then push this together so that you can see that crease line right here is going to go all the way to the bottom, and when you have that you can flatten it down. I find it's easiest to get this crease in place without any further pre-creasing, but you might want to fiddle around a little bit. So once you have one side done, you can flatten it down and then look at the other side and really just push it into place so that you get a nice point here. And then you can make a sharp crease here and also there. So now you have this. And then you can finish your bird base by making a petal fold here. So for this, we're going to open up that and squash it down like this, and then make a petal fold. You can do this with pre-creasing. I prefer to do it like this because I find you get slightly better precision, and for the cranes every single imprecision will show, and you just want to get very nice points here. Pushing that paper inside, pushing it down, and then repeating on the other side to get nice tips throughout. And then repeat on this side. Again, first add those small diagonals that start in the intersection of the creases, making a strong crease on both sides. Then pop up the valley folds into mountain folds and push together to finish the collapse of the inner layers of the bird base. Then squash down this flap to add a petal fold. Now we can bring these flaps up. These are the wings. And we're first going to form the tail and the head. You have small crease lines right here, and you want to add them throughout But first we need to take care of these red layers. So these we're just going to fold inside in an inside reverse fold. So lift this up and then bring inside this edge to that edge right there, hiding the paper and again working as precisely as possible so that the red does not show up in the final cranes. And same on the other 3 red sections. So now that the red sections are hidden, we're going to make those crease lines throughout, and you can even change the angle a little bit if you want to. So first add the pre-creasing and then fold up the tail in an inside reverse fold right along here so that you get nice white layers. And you can adjust the tail a little bit if you want to. You can bring it out a bit more or in a bit more, just up to taste. And then also the head section. And here it also depends on how close you want those heads to be, almost touching or perhaps a little farther away. And I like to tilt them down just a little bit so that the heads are a bit closer in the end. Even perhaps adjust this up a bit more. Play around with it until you are happy. So I've adjusted this so that this tip overlaps the central line just slightly. And then I'm going to do a small inside reverse fold to form the head. Just the tiniest fold. And press it into place and adjust it. I like to have those heads relatively close to each other so that this tip basically touches the central crease line, or almost. And the wing, I like to start the crease right in this point right here and then bring it down in an angle up to taste, perhaps like this, and then repeat on this side, bringing in the paper to first form the head, again slightly overlapping the central line so that we can have the heads almost touching. Perhaps tweaking this a little bit so that they match up nicely. And then forming the tail, bringing it to an angle that you like, and then again folding down the wing, perhaps like this. I like to always have a slight triangle showing here. So now we have our 2 birds, and we can adjust this angle a little bit, and that head, perhaps like that. And now we can form the heart. For this we're going to rotate it like this and then bring this point over to that point and just make a pinch. And same on this side. And then bring that edge to that pinch to make a nice 90-degree angle. Same on the other side. And then we're going to take this layer, open it up, and make a mountain fold out of that valley fold right there so that you have something like this. Same on the other side. Going along the existing crease line, just inverting it. And once you have that, you can fold this down and add a crease throughout. Then take this point and bring it over like this to form a tip right here. And the same on the other side. And then bring this tip down to that point right there. Make a strong crease. And same on the other side. And then flip over. And then your lovebirds designed by Frances Au is all done. Now, if you like this model, you will love Frances' book, More Origami Hearts for You, which you can download for free from his website, Origami.com. And if you liked this video, do let me know by giving it a thumbs up, commenting below, and sharing it with others. Now, how about you fold another one of Frances's models following one of my tutorials? Or check out my playlist of love-themed origami. Finally, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next videos. I hope to see you around, and as always, happy folding!